You know, guys, honestly, I hoped I would never have to make this video, but it's happening. It's happening right before my eyes. So I'm working on a 2016 Ford F-150. It's got a lot of miles on it. Customer just bought it. And I'm looking it over after he bought it, and we're going over a host of different issues he has with it. Coolant leaks, engine issues, 5.0, of course. And he has some bearing noises, suspension noises, all that stuff. So I'm looking underneath here, and I'm sad to report that we are now seeing frame rot on 13th gen F-150s. This is the very first time I've ever seen frame rot on this gen F-150. The frames are way thicker, they're overlapped, they're just way, way, way beefier in general. But it goes to show, even though it doesn't look that bad on the outside here, surface rust, not that bad, right? That yeah, it can still rot out just the same. So it had a crack in here initially, and I just kind of started poking to see how far it went, and yeah. So it looks like there's a lot of like gravel dust inside of there and rust and all that other stuff. And it just kind of sits there and has no place to go, gets wet, and it gets brine and salt in there from the winters, and it just sits there and it goes to town. You can see there's no place for it to go. Interesting. So I'm looking at the rest of it. I'm looking back here at the fuel tank because on this generation right here and before that, they love the crack up on the fuel tank, up inside of here, the crack right along the thing. So I'm starting to look at it. Looks good. But I'm looking at the overlapping pieces here in the frame, right? And they're not looking right to me. There's too much of a split going on. So I started to use my little cat claw in here, and I can just push it in there, and the whole frame is just coming out on there. Let me try the other hand. Kind of get a better visual. So yeah, this whole weld all the way down is just done for. You see? Yeah, so this whole weld going all the way down is done for. So I checked the other side, and it's pretty much the same thing on here. So right here, this overlapping weld between the two pieces, come down, and it's right there. See it? So again, you look inside of here, there's all these holes for these different mounting points for exhaust components like this, and bracketry and all that stuff. Made some jig mounting holes for the frame when they built it. But you look inside of here, all these big holes are allowing all this debris to get inside of there, salt, brine, road brine, all that stuff. And you look at the bottom side, and there's no place for it to go. There's no relief holes built in right here. So it just sits there and goes to work. And that's ruining the backbone of the truck here. Otherwise, it's a pretty good truck in general for the mileage. So it's one of those things, it's buyer beware. Always get an inspection whenever you're doing something like this, no matter how good the deal may seem. And this came from a Ford dealer, so what kind of inspections are they doing at the dealer that sold this to him? I don't know, but either way, it's gonna be a lot of money and a lot of hard decisions for this customer to make.